Hello and welcome on National Herald YouTube channel. My guest today is a well-known Pakistani scholar, Dr. Ayesha Siddiqa, who is based now in London for her research and for her fellowship in South Asian Studies Institute, I believe. She is an internationally acclaimed author. Her book, Pakistan Inc., did wonders, besides many other books on Pakistani military affairs. She has been extensively writing on Pakistani politics, especially on Pakistani army, politics, and economy. Welcome, Ayesha Siddiqa.
Thank you, Zafar Saab.
Well, Pakistan is going through once again through turmoil, and it seems that Mr. Imran Khan has been bowled over by army. What happened? Imran was supposed to be army baby, and what went wrong between them?
Well, there are two, three things. I mean, firstly, I think it's important to understand that he's not out until he's out. So we'll have to wait to see what happens on Sunday. How gracefully or disgracefully does he leave that day? I think it's important to understand that 3-4 things which went wrong. Firstly,
was it wrong between him and the army, or generally?
Yeah, well, generally went wrong for him. Not just between him and the army. If you could allow me to finish.
Please.
I think firstly was that they could see that he had become costly for the military's image. He couldn't improve the economy, he couldn't improve governance, and people had begun to point fingers at the military for his failures. And secondly, he started to, at that juncture, I mean, he was brought in, and the understanding was that they will be on the same page, which meant that he would allow them to run the economy, to run everything else which is strategic in that country. But
even he strategic affairs. He expected even.
I think strategy. Sir, strategy is more than just military. Strategy, I hope you understand, includes the economy, it includes governance, it includes politics. So in all of that, the understanding was that critical decisions would be taken by the military. I mean, military was interfering in everything, from negotiating contracts with international companies, with international power providers, to everything. They were managing it.
Literally all of it.
Yeah. So he started to kind of, lack of better term, poke his nose, be a prime minister, take some critical decisions, take some critical foreign policy decisions. I mean, there was divergence on a lot of issues, and starting from relations with Saudi Arabia to India and United States. So on a number of things, there were divergences. But I think most important was how Imran Khan treated General Bajwa, the army chief's extension, which was given.
I'm sorry to interrupt you. Something went wrong between. Are you suggesting that something went wrong between General Bajwa and Imran Khan, despite he allowed?
Yes, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Because that was over his extension. And in 2020, Imran Khan was not ready to give an extension
to General Bajwa. The army chief.
And the army chief. So it was then that, and the way the whole extension affair was handled, it was referred to the Supreme Court. So it was pretty embarrassing for the army chief. But that started to draw a distance between him, General Bajwa, and Imran Khan. And then later on, his insistence to not let General Faiz Hamid, who was then the ISI chief, get posted out as Corps Commander Peshawar. So these were the issues in which there were divergences between him and the army chief, which led to a situation where the army wanted to just jettison him.
So you mean to say that the decision was taken like other in cases of other prime minister, the army decided that the man it is enough is enough now for Imran.
Yeah, I mean, naturally, I mean, in the military is the dominant player in power politics, and
Right.
they wanted to save the day for themselves.
So what was it was just the differences between General Bajwa and Imran, personal differences, or anything very specific and concrete can you suggest that went wrong recently between these two
I
personalities?
don't know I don't know how do you define concrete yourself. I think we have a different definition of concrete.
No, what
These
do you
were concrete.
what
I told you very concrete, two very concrete issues.
uh, but it has been the tradition in Pakistan almost that no prime minister survives his full term except perhaps Asif Zardari from the times of Zulfikar Ali Bhutto till now. Has the Pakistani democratic establishment has it accepted this norm or what is it?
So, firstly, Asif Ali Zardari, if you can correct your own details, Asif Ali Zardari was president. He was not the prime minister. And the
Oh,
prime
sorry.
minister
Yeah,
under him, Yusuf Razak Gilani, could not complete his term.
yeah.
Uh, I think what is settled in many ways for Pakistan is the norm, which is that governments will be allowed to complete their terms, if not the prime ministers. And prime ministers who get very aggressive, very restless, uh, and personally try to acquire power and push back the military. It was not just an issue between General Bajwa and Imran Khan. It was an institutional problem between the military as an institution headed by the army chief and Imran Khan.
It was, as you say, not a problem, so much a personal thing, but an institutional differences between the democratic and military establishments of Pakistan. So he's virtually out tomorrow. The no confidence motion. Everybody knows he would be losing it. Who is coming in now?
I think that's being negotiated. We don't know, and a lot depends on, um, when will the next elections happen? Will they call for early elections, or will the opposition agree on holding back for 6 months and or a year, allow the PTI government to finish its term? Because tomorrow it's the prime minister who's going, not his party.
But he has
So
lost. But
let's that
he has lost the majority already.
Yes, but somebody else can replace him too, and allow the PTI to complete its term. So we're looking at it's an issue of timing now. So early elections versus another 6 months for the PTI to complete its term under a new leader, and then we move on for next elections.
I mean, you're saying that party may continue for another 6 months, or somebody else may replace new.
Yeah,
There some rumors and leakages suggest that there is already an understanding between the Sharif family and Imran Khan for as a replacement to the outgoing prime minister.
I don't think there is an agreement between Imran Khan. There can't be an agreement between Imran Khan and the
No,
Sharif family.
Sharif family and
Yeah,
the
I'm
army
saying, and the
between the
army.
yeah.
Yeah,
That
I think the understanding is because in Punjab they dominate, they have to get a position in the new dispensation. So, army or no army, the Sharif family has a place in politics.
it has a place in politics, but there was very serious differences, and he was not just went out of power because of the army, but also had to run away to save his life and his staying.
But if I could draw your attention towards the fact the 2020 onwards, when he became vocal, when he criticized the army chief and the ISI chief, which put pressure on the army to back off. Uh, he's very popular in Punjab, Punjab is Pakistan practically.
Right, right.
So you can't, can't wish the Sharifs away. They will be back.
Even if even if army tries to do it, it is not possible given the.
I don't think that military has managed to historically. They have managed to kind of manage elections, but they can't completely, change the results.
What do you mean by managing elections? Can you
Well,
elaborate?
by managing elections, it means kind of get some of their favorites in, get involved in pre-poll rigging, etc. But election day results, they can't manage all of it.
They can even create atmospherics through media as well for a candidate they wish to bring in.
Well, they do that. They do that. Uh, they do that kind of intervention, trying to build a narrative. But I don't think that starting from the elections in 1971, they wanted then Jamaat-e-Islami to win. They couldn't manage it. Uh, eh, uh, they managed the elections and build a narrative in 2018, which brought in Imran Khan to power, but they cannot manage it again because now Imran Khan has lost his popularity.
So, how do you look at Imran's tenure in the office so far? How, as a prime minister for Pakistan, did he bring in some changes, or he failed completely?
See, there is no devil, 100% devil there. There are a couple of things which were good, which he's done. For example, the health card is a great achievement, which means that every Pakistani family now has a health cover of $1 million.
Of how much? Million rupees.
1 million rupees.
Right.
Every family has that cover. So you can go to a hospital, your national identity card is your health card. Oh. You can go in and get free treatment. And the government, of course, will pay for it. So that is good. A couple of other things which he's done. But I think the important thing to remember is that his biggest failure is that he focused too much on maligning his opposition rather than building things which he could have done. He didn't focus on...
What was he doing to defame his political opponents? Like
accusing them of corruption without proving anything, harassing them, putting them in jail, creating false charges. For example, prominent PMLN leader Rana Sanaullah, the police planted drugs on him. That kind of a thing.
That was too low tactics.
Yeah.
How are Sharifs doing now? You say that Nawaz is still in London. Is there any possibility of Shehbaz Sharif taking over the reins?
Well, the issue right now is that Nawaz Sharif, because he has been debarred from holding an office under that, the Panama Gate case, Panama Papers, so he's been debarred.
Yeah.
So unless the parliament, they have 2/3 majority in the parliament, which overturns that judgment, he will not be able to contest elections.
So what about Shehbaz?
So Shehbaz Sharif is the next best option. Also, he is preferred by the military. So we see him coming into power, definitely.
If not immediately, then sometime sooner or later, Shehbaz can replace Nawaz and could be our army favorite as well, for at least for some time. That's what you're suggesting, I believe.
What I'm suggesting is that I don't know for how long, but the thing is that right now it seems that Shehbaz Sharif could head the next government.
Well, any impact on Indo-Pakistan relations with these changes that are coming about? Is Army also wanting to have some kind of a thaw in India-Pakistan relationship, or no? What is your assessment in reading?
Well, I would say General Bajwa is keen on improving relations. It depends on India how far they have to restore conversation. There is right now no dialogue between the two governments. So with a more stable government, Shahbaz Sharif, because it's the Sharif legacy to improve relations with India, let's see how far we go.
But you think that General Bajwa is keen to mend fences with India?
I think the army sees that improving relations, at least to certain extent, start trade, etc., is a good idea.
Is there any kind of behind the scenes negotiation or talks going on between the two governments, India and Pakistan?
One hears about back channel. I'm sure there is back channel, but I don't have a lot of information. But one hears that there is a back channel going on between Mr. Doval and the Pakistan Army.
Some kind of back channel negotiations on talks. No, of course, it cannot be confirmed. But I mean, what we have also noticed a change in Modi government behavior, at least for last 2 years or more, little less. Modi government has not taken any rhetoric, not gone against the Pakistan government or Pakistan generally. The narrative have been they were quiet on Pakistan front, it seems.
Well, which is good. I think both countries need to start a dialogue.
Thank you so much, Aisha, for sparing your time for us. And we'll keep in touch with you. Thanks a lot, Aisha.